Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and today is Thursday, April the 16th, and this is day number 7 of me being quarantined in the bedroom to keep myself safe and try to stay as healthy as possible and as far away from my family as possible while I am recovering from the COVID-19 virus. So today I want to talk about the COVID-19 test and just what exactly it entails, and how if you do go get the test, you don't have to be afraid of it. It didn't hurt me one bit. So we're going to talk about it and talk about the procedures that I went through here living on Long Island, New York, and exactly how long it took and what all was involved. So as I said, I started feeling unwell on Wednesday, April the 8th, and that was when I called my doctor. I'm still seeing my family doctor in New Jersey, and she did a virtual visit with me. So she asked me for my symptoms, and I told her, and she wanted to know, had I been exposed to it? And I said yes, that Jill had been diagnosed with the coronavirus, and that I was living with her and taking care of her and the children, and she was staying quarantined in her bedroom. So she told me that she wanted me to go get the test. So she wrote a prescription for me, and I printed it off on the computer. And that was the day that I went over to CityMD. I had to wait for Husani to come home from work because Jill was quarantined in her bedroom and couldn't take care of the children. So I went over there, and I had the test with me, and they had people in the waiting room, but it wasn't real crowded. There were probably 10 people in there, and they had us, we were all sitting spaced apart, and they had a little podium there with a smart tablet on it. And so that was where we had to check in. And so we just put our name and phone number and address. I really didn't have to fill out any paperwork or anything. And I really didn't have to wait that long. But after I used that little machine, there was a nurse or an assistant with the full protective gear on, and she was going around with sanitary wipes and wiping the machines off after everyone used them, and wiping the doorknobs off, and doing all these procedures to sanitize the facility. So then they called me back, and so the doctor came in, and I told him that I had already spoken to my doctor and that I had the test for the prescription for the test. And he said, well, we don't need it because we're going to, according to your symptoms, we'll do the test for you if need be. So I told him I thought I just had bronchitis and maybe a sinus infection, and that my doctor had called in azithromycin for me, and that I was going to go pick that up. But I told him, I said, I just kind of feel like I have the flu, or like I'm getting a virus or something. So he said, well, let's do the quick flu test first. So he came in and swabbed my nose, and then we waited for that test result to come back. And it was quick. It was probably only about 10 minutes. And it came back negative. So then that's when he decided to do the COVID-19 test. And I said, well, is it going to hurt? Because my daughter had it done at her employee health, and she said it really, really hurt. And he said, well, I don't think it's going to be that bad, because Jill told me that they went way, way up here in her nostril to get the sample. I thought, well, I'm tough, I can stand it. So he came in there with a big, long wooden stick with a Q-tip type thing with a cotton on the end of it. And he did go up pretty far in my nasal passages, but it didn't hurt. So if you do have to go get the COVID-19 test, don't be afraid of it. It's not going to hurt you. Or at least mine didn't. That was my experience. So I can only pass on to you what I have experienced. So he told me that they would send that off to a lab, and that I would be getting a call whenever the results came back. So this was on Wednesday afternoon. So I still didn't isolate myself because Husani was still working, and I had to take care of the children. So I did that on Thursday, and then Friday morning, when I went down to take care of the children, I could barely make it down the stairs. I had to hang on to the rail. So I told Jill, I said, I can't stand up. I can't take care of the children today. So you know, she was supposed to stay in her bedroom, but she just couldn't. Somebody had to watch the children. So she put on her personal protection equipment and came out of the bedroom. And she was feeling better, so she was well enough to care for the children. But, you know, we just didn't want the kids to get exposed to it. But Husani was already at work, so, I mean, what do? You just do the best that you can and just keep going. Stay calm and carry on. So anyway, and then that Friday came along, and I was still feeling like crap. And so then I got the call Friday afternoon that the COVID-19 test did come back positive. And I'm going to show y'all what it looks like. So this is what they do. They have a portal that you can log into on the web, the CityMD site, and it has your test results on it. So this is what it looks like. It in a print form. So it has my name on it, and it had my phone number, which I blacked out, and my birth date. And then it has the address of the facility that the test was sent from. And then it says the date. The collection date was 4/08 at 12 p.m. And then the test date was the next day, 4/09 at almost 12 p.m. also, I think, 11:23. And it tells who the ordering physician was. And then it says coronavirus Sunrise. That's the name of the lab that did the test. So coronavirus Sunrise. And it says the source is the nasopharyngeal. And then it says SARS-CoV-2 test positive right there. And then it tells more about it in here. And I'll read this to you. Very interesting. So it was on the 8th. The collection date was the 8th. The report was on the 9th. And I got the call on the 10th. SARS-CoV-2 interpretation positive. SARS-CoV-2 RNA positive detected. Positive results are indicative of the presence of SARS-CoV-2 RNA. Clinical correlation with patient history and other diagnostic information is necessary to determine patient infection status. Positive results do not rule out bacterial infection or co-infection with other viruses. Positive and negative predictive values of testing are highly dependent on prevalence. False positive test results are more likely when prevalence is moderate to low. Sample was received leaking and may be suboptimal for testing, resulting in decreased sensitivity. But I guess it was enough to get a positive test from. The expected result is negative, which would be not detected, but the SARS-CoV-2 test is intended for the qualitative detection of nucleic acid from SARS-CoV-2 and nasopharyngeal and oropharyngeal swab samples from patients who meet COVID-19 clinical and our epidemiological criteria. For lower respiratory tract specimens, the assay is submitted for authorization by FDA under an emergency use authorization. Testing methodology is real-time RT-PCR if received as separate collection devices. This is getting too scientific now. I probably won't read much more of it. That just goes on to say, I reckon if they have to go down into your lungs and test it, this is more in-depth analysis. So I'm not going to read any more of that, but it does say that there was an emergency use of vitro diagnostic tests for detection diagnosis of SARS-CoV-2. And then it tells that the number of the law that was passed. And it says Sunrise Medical Laboratories are certified under the Clinical Laboratory Improvement Amendments to perform high complexity tests. So that's it. You know, that's just what I went through, and these are my results. And so then I called my doctor, back, my primary care doctor, and that's whenever she decided to prescribe the hydroxychloroquine 200 milligram tablets. And so I picked them up on that Friday. Actually, Husani had to pick it up for me because I didn't want to go out once I knew that I had contracted the virus. So I got 14 tablets, hydroxychloroquine, 200 milligram tablets. And this is where I had it filled at the Walgreens. And the price was, the retail price was $39.39. But my insurance paid $28 something, I can't see. So my copay was only $10.50. And here's the date right here. April the 10th. I think it's right there. So that's when I did start taking it. And I have 2 more and I'll be finished with the Plaquenil. And then I wanted to show y'all about the Bromed. So I picked the Bromed up on a Wednesday, and it was $58.79. You can see that little, it's hard to read, $58.79. Well, I was at the drive-thru, and like I told y'all, my phone wasn't working, so there was no way I could go on GoodRx to see if I could get it any cheaper. Well, I knew I needed the medicine because I was thinking, if I do test positive for this COVID, I certainly don't want it getting into my lungs. You know, I really do need this Bromed cough syrup. So I went ahead and paid the $56, I think. Yeah, $56.79. There it is right there. So I went ahead and paid it. I thought, well, I have to grit my teeth and bear it because I do need it. So when I got home, I got on my laptop and went on the GoodRx site, and I saw this coupon where they had the coupon where I could have gotten it for $18.15. So I called Walgreens and talked to the pharmacist, and so I told him I didn't have the coupon with me when I came in to get, whenever my prescription was picked up. And so he told me, well, you have a 5-day window, so just go ahead and bring the coupon in, and we will reimburse your money. So Husani did that for me. He took this coupon in, and they gave me my $42 back. So y'all make sure you put this GoodRx app on your phone and that you use this service. This is awesome. They really save you a lot of money. The reason I didn't use it for my Premarin is because they didn't offer one. Premarin is name brand only, and it was still very expensive, even with the coupon. Let's see, what else did I want to talk to y'all about? Oh, so I want to thank Jill for making the immune boosters for y'all on video today. So thank you so much for helping me out with keeping y'all informed and giving you some tips on how to stay healthy. Now today my symptoms, I still hurt. My what are the muscles underneath your shoulder blade, your deltoids? They're just burning. I mean, if I still work for Dr. Stewart, I would say, please give me an injection in my back. Because he would do that. He would give me an injection of the stuff that deadens you and a little cortisone in my shoulder muscles. But, you know, I started taking the Slow Mag. That's SLOW-MAG. I'll try to link it in the nutrition section in my Amazon store. When I had talked to my doctor about my muscle pain, and that's when she told me that I needed to be on magnesium. But she said take the Slow Mag because it's, you know, it releases slowly and you won't have any stomach problems or diarrhea from it. But today, you know, the Slow Mag's just not helping with the pain that the virus is causing in my muscles. I still don't have a sore throat. I still have a head cold and a little bit of a cough. My oxygen level was 97 this morning, which is good. I'm still using my my nebulizer, about every 6 hours now. So about 3 or 4 times a day. So that's helping keep my lungs clear. And then I'm still taking my immune boosters and the little homemade immune booster that Jill made. And y'all, that is really delicious. So don't be afraid of tasting it whenever you do make it. But I'm eating my airborne gummies, and it says 3 a day. So I'm eating these. Here's what they look like. Now, I found these on the shelf at Walgreens. So you might get lucky and find them. Actually, I bought them before the crisis, so I'm not sure that they still have them. But I do take these on a regular basis anyway. I usually chew 2 a day, but now I'm going to chew the recommended amount, which is 3 a day. I'll see if I can find them on Amazon, and I'll put them in my store for y'all. And the link will be in the description box below. And I'm still drinking the Simbicol, the elderberry. I know there's been some controversy online about whether or not this is good or bad for you, but you can't believe everything you read. And I believe that it did help me to stay healthy this past year, so I'm going to continue to drink it. And then I'll just use this Simply Saline Mist in my nose, and this helps keep my sinuses clear. And it's not addictive. It's not like the Neosporin and all those drugs. Let me try to get this gummy down. Ooh, these are bitter. Zeus, these gummies are nothing like the gummies that you make. So y'all have been asking me about Zeus. I just want to let you know that Zeus and his family and a few of his employees, I think he took 3 employees with him to Gatlinburg. They are safe and healthy in their cabin there in the Smoky Mountains. And they took a few van loads of meat and all kinds of food and staples and supplies, and he was able to find toilet paper and paper products from a janitorial supply. So they have everything that they need at their cabin in Gatlinburg. So y'all don't have to worry about him. He's a very good nurturer and provider and caretaker. So everybody there with him is in good hands. So I just want to encourage you to stay positive. Don't listen to so much of the news, and don't be so afraid. Yes, you know, there have been, sadly, a lot of people who have succumbed to this. You know, it does cause viral pneumonia, and which is a very serious and deadly disease, especially if you have a pre-existing condition or if you're elderly. So don't take it lightly, but don't let fear overcome you and cause panic attacks. And now I'm spitting gummies everywhere. Let me wash this thing down. Don't lose your sense of humor. Don't forget to sing. Actually, singing is good for you because you're inhaling a lot of oxygen and you're keeping your lungs healthy and strong. And I'm doing my breathing exercises, and I'm walking around the room as much as I can during the day and doing some leg lifts and stretches. And I am not going to let this COVID-19 get the best of me. And I'm certainly not going to let fear take over my body. I believe in Jesus Christ, my Lord and Savior, and I believe that as long as we put everything in His hands, God created us. He knows the number of hairs on our heads. He knows our future. So why should we worry about it and stress over it? You shouldn't. So I encourage you to just put all your faith and trust in God Almighty. And we just ask for Jesus Christ's blood to heal us and to protect us. And I want to thank you so much for being here, y'all. And YouTube is how I earn a living. So y'all please give me a thumbs up. Share my videos with your friends and family. And if you're just passing through, don't forget to subscribe. We have a lot of fun here. As soon as I get over this COVID-19 virus, I'm going to get back in the kitchen and cook up some good old Southern country meals. And y'all just keep on coming back. Bye, guys.